If you're like me and you have a Tesla with over 100,000 miles on it, PPF might not be the obvious choice. But is it worth it for you? Let's find out today. Hey guys, this is Marlee with Test Bros, and this is Ruby. This is a 2018 Model 3 Long Range Multi-Coat Red. That was a mouthful. She has about 102, almost 103,000 miles on it. But for a 7-year-old car, that's not terrible. I've actually only had her for about 2 years now. Bought her in 2023 with 80,000 miles on it. So I've put a good 22-ish myself, and I really enjoyed it. It's a great car. It was kept in good shape before I had it, and now that I do have it, let's just say I don't like car washes. We're gonna get to that. I never put PPF on it, and the previous owners didn't either, so it's never really been protected. Even though I do travel quite a bit, I actually just got back from a 12-hour round trip, and she was covered in bugs. So I actually just washed Ruby. I used our car wash shampoo, put it in a foam cannon, sprayed her down, wiped it with our wash mitt, sprayed her down again, and I used our clay bar. And what that does is you have like these little particles left on your car. And if you like run your hand over your paint, you can, even if it looks clean, it might not be exactly like debris free, if you know what I mean. You use the clay bar, you knead it into a little flat surface, and you use a lubrication, like you can use a prep wash or car shampoo. I just use the car shampoo since I had it right there. And then you just run it all over the areas that you want to clean. For me, I just did the bumper because that's all I want to PPF today. The bumper is probably the worst panel on my car, to be honest. It's got lots of rock chips. Let me show you. We did a video on how to DIY paint touch-up stuff, so that's why some of these have like a red fill-in to it, or like a red tint to it. But I didn't do all of them. Like some of them are more, you know, the ones that are more white are fresh, because this is a composite. Bumper's a composite, so underneath it is going to be like that grayish color. There's some that were touched up. And like, you know, when you really get up close, you can tell how many chips are actually on this car. Like, it's rough. And then up here, we've got some stains, like some etchings from like birds and stuff. Or, okay, bird poop, bug guts, those kind of things will etch into your paint if you don't wash it, like me. But yeah, so there's that. I already have this PPF'd and tint because my actual light underneath is protected. But yeah, we're gonna focus on the bumper today. But if you get back far enough, she looks great, right? You can't even tell. Just when you get close, you can really tell what we're working with. So I'm gonna tell you right now that I would not take this car to a professional shop. I just don't think it's worth it for the amount of money that I paid for the car and how old it is, how much longer I'm gonna have it. Probably a couple more years if I'm lucky. I just don't think it's worth it to spend, you know, $2,500 to $6,000 on a front or full body kit, plus, you know, paint correction and whatever else I need to do to get it, you know, nice and pretty again. That's my 2 cents on that. So that's why I think DIY PPF would be the way to go. But just so you know, I'm not a rapper. I am behind the camera, so I shoot G rapping all the time, and I assist him sometimes. While I do have experience in our DIY PPF kits, you know, helping test them or helping customers or whatever, I don't apply film regularly. So this experiment is to see if the PPF actually looks good. Does it raise over the bumps? Does it make bubbles? Does it just look bad? Can you still see them through the paint protection film? I want to answer all those questions for myself and for you guys. So this is actually a 6-piece bumper. But we're actually thinking about making this a 2-piece instead, like we have for the Model Y and the Model S. It's like the whole thing, and then you have like the lip on the bottom that seams together. I mean, then this is the easiest way, honestly, because you have so many pieces, you have less stretch, and it just is a little more DIY friendly. But we found out through our other kids that it really was a pretty good experience with our in-depth video guides. So all that to say, let us know if you want that, and we'll make it happen. So you just wipe it down one last time, the last minute debris off the car. I have a cat, so I tend to trail his cat hair everywhere I go. I'm gonna go get the piece. This is the first piece and it's pretty long. I'm trying to figure out how it goes here. There we go. I just kind of place it roughly. I've already wetted the PPF with the slip solution before I brought it over here. Otherwise it would be very sticky. So this is slip solution. It's just soap and water really. And this is what helps it glide into place or slip into place, if you will. I'm gonna make sure everything's moving. Ooh, it gives you a little like forearm workout. This is what it looks like when you put it on. Just kind of roughly align it. You should be able to shimmy it all. Just align it right inside the edge. You don't want it to be over, like catching with your finger, because then that gives it a reason to come up later or catch dirt right there. So just inside the edge, and then you'll spray some tack. And tack solution does what the name is, it tacks it in place. And there's a slight stretch here. And you always want to stretch across the middle, not the edges. Make sure that's good. And you don't want to go back into the tack point because since it's already tacked, it'll just kind of trap that water or air there and create more bubbles. So you just want to go away from it and kind of down the middle. And you want to go down more so than up just because gravity likes to come down. Now that's good. I'm going to bring you over here so you can see what I'm doing. Make sure it's still hydrated, moving. You'll end up spraying a lot of slip, to be honest, but it does help when you have a partner to help you hold and spray. And since I have sensors, that's my next alignment point. Take all of that and you just pull it till it fits. And you can spray some tack. And you can see like the fingers, when you move the film into place to more like around it, they go away more. So it's pretty easy to manipulate, and honestly, like that can be intimidating, but once you kind of follow the instructions and put it in place, it's totally fine. Yeah. And to be honest, I feel like it's hiding some things. I see where some chips and stuff were, but it doesn't look like, I really have to get in there to look at it. But they're a little bit, let me wipe it down. A little bit, I don't know, I feel like they're a little bit harder to see. Whew. Okay, other side. I feel pretty good about it right now. Go over it again. Sorry, that was a little hard with one hand, but let's try to show you a little bit more of. I could have went down a little bit more, but there's always like some variables to who's installing. Okay, so there's more rock chips over here. We got, can you see that? Yeah. We got more going on. But I do feel like it kind of like, it does kind of blur it a bit. It hides it a bit more because there's a lot in this area that's just kind of, I'm going to finish this out and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so that was the biggest piece. Honestly, the hardest one too. But I like that we start off with that. It gives you some more confidence. You can keep going and feel like, you know, you got this. Or at least I feel like that. So this is the next piece. You just kind of have to keep it off the ground. Okay. And after this, like, honestly, the bulk of it is done. Tack this corner right here first and the cement with this. And then I'll need to stretch it across in the middle to fit this in here. Pull it all together and cement as you go. My biggest tip is don't let it overlap. Like this, eventually this part will start to peel back and fail because it'll get caught on stuff, it'll get dirty, whatever. So you want to go right to it and you can feel it with your finger. It'll be smooth and then you just squeegee it in there. Okay, very smart slip. Oh no! Look at that hair right there, or whatever that is. Must be a dog hair? I don't know. I don't want to take that back up. I might can just reach it from here. Oh my gosh. We're gonna troubleshoot. I couldn't feel it when I put my finger in there actually. I think I'm gonna have to just keep spraying it. Got it. I really need a vacuum. Spray some more of this because I didn't loosen this at all. So really it was just this area. A little bit of that. And then I can kind of push it back. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You see I'm doing two hands and I'm overlapping. That is because I'm trying to apply more force. And to overlap, you're making sure you're getting everything. And you do that for both sides. So I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna wipe it down and come back to you to show you what it looks like. Okay, now that I've done the bulk of it, as you can see from a distance, it looks the same. I mean, it looks good, right? The most part. Well, let's see if I can see some. I feel like it's shinier. You know, it kind of, the glossy kind of hides some of the stuff. I don't know, really, I'm impressed, honestly. I thought it was gonna bubble, not really hide anything. I mean, yes, you can see there are still chips. Like, they don't go away. But, like, look at these chips compared to what's not covered down here. None of this is covered. This right here or this. But this is covered. So it just kind of like, I don't know, glosses it over a little bit. Yeah, this still needs to cure and dry, and some of the, like, there's little bubble pockets will go away within like a week or so. Is my install perfect? No, but I think it looks pretty darn good. Here's the line that goes across. You see there's a little gap here, but over here evens out. And I could peel this back up and try again if I want to, but that's the beauty of it. It's your project. You can do whatever you want. I had some etchings on the top I don't really see them anymore. There are still pieces left. So there's the piece that goes here and on the other side, and then here all the way through. And then there's one that covers the underside as well. I'm not going to do that today because I feel like I accomplished what I needed to for the video. I wanted to know how it looks when I use Tesla, if it actually makes it look good, if it doesn't, and the bulk of it is done. So what this will do is it will just make sure that there no more rock chips happen. Everywhere that was covered will stay the same. But what it also does is it makes it so much easier to clean. It has a hydrophobic layer on top of it, which is just kind of like a slick coat that makes sure things don't stick as well. Like bugs and everything that you gather on your road trips, especially in the summer. All you have to do is just wash it down or wipe it down and you're good to go. That's good for me. I think I've only washed my car like a handful of times in the last 2 years, which is so terrible, I know. So overall, I'm gonna answer the question of like if it's worth it for Ruby. Not that I don't love the new models coming out, the new upgrades, but I also love Ruby and I'm trying to save some money. So I'm gonna stick with her for a while longer. So I think after doing this and seeing, I don't know, like, it's kind of weird like how much confidence I gained just from doing those couple pieces. So I think I'll keep going. I think I'll keep PPFing it. Let me know if you want to see me do the hood or the fender or any other part of the car. Right now we only have the full kit available, but we will come out with the full body kit for the Legacy Model 3. We do have the Highland already available for front and full, but right now Legacy only has the front. So overall, I would tell you to weigh the cost of your car with the cost of your PPF, and DIY PPF is so much cheaper. And I would also consider the condition of your car and how long you plan to keep it. And then once you write all those things down, you will most likely come to the conclusion of if you want PPF or not. So I really hope this helped. If it did, click on that subscribe button, like, comment, let us know what you want to see next. But remember, just because your Tesla isn't new doesn't mean it doesn't deserve love. So see you next time.